We left off third paragraph, 884, third paragraph. Vayimit beineim kol zeh nafshosam legolda ma shenigel lehem im ma shechayovim bo labor yisborach min avoda v'amasa. All that they must do seems to be small or not much regarding their debt of gratitude to their Creator. And therefore they serve Hashem with rational mitzvos u'musar yichodim. It's a special disciplines. Umidos tovos ruchonios, assuming quality, character, which touches upon the spiritual. Now this is interesting. And even add to the mitzvos, which are known because of the purity of the heart. I'll give you an example. Heard this from my mashgiach many years ago. That he said there was a person, his name was Leibelo Chosid. Wasn't a Chosid. He was a Chosid in terms of being very devout. And whenever he would have guests come to his home, he would light candles. That's what he would do. So that's why. And it doesn't say anywhere when you host people, you're supposed to light candles. And it wasn't to create the ambience, you know. You want to have that they should feel it's not less than the best restaurant. So he explained, the Gemara says in Shabbos, that that when you host people, it has greater value than accepting the divine presence. In a shul, before tefillah, you light candles. Why? Because it's the location of the divine presence, Shechina. So if the Gemara says, we find by Avram Avinu, it's greater, so you should light candles. So because of his understanding of what hospitality is, he lit candles. So where does that emanate from? That's why he's called Reb Leib Lechosid. Because he had such purity of heart and such love for Hashem, he actually was very innovative in creating or extending mitzvos because he understood that's what he should be doing. You know, there's certain people, they don't miss an opportunity. You know, business opportunity. Other people, they don't miss a spiritual opportunity. If they could do anything to further God's glory in this world, they wouldn't miss it. And they notice things which the average person doesn't notice. Why? Because, as he says, because that emanates from the purity of their hearts. Because they're pure and they're attuned in a certain way, therefore they sense certain things which the average person doesn't sense for that reason. V'lom darkei hanevim in hogei chasid levakish rotz nabori behem. And they assume the ways of the Nevi'im and the customs of the Hasidim to seek out God's favor. Shekabel osam him. A child wants the approval of his parent. Right? The chosid, the person who has such avas Hashem, he wants the approval of God. So therefore, he always seeks out ways to accommodate, to further glorify him. And this is within the realm of duties of the heart, which we intended initially to explain the fundamentals and to remember the various classifications. This is the wisdom that's concealed and hidden, which is hidden within the hearts of the Chacham Atuna B'chubeim, and hidden, he says, in the inner lives. Hashem Yidabru Bo Ein Tzidko Nelom Bo. He says, when they speak of it, the truth of what they say is unequivocal, as of those of unblemished intellect testify to its truth and rectitude. Now it's interesting. You know, if you read any of the Chovot Chaim's writings, and I don't talk the Mishnah Berurah, he wrote many, many Sfarim. The words, the way he expressed, at first he wrote very well. I mean, he was able to explain himself at a very simple level, that if you understand the language, even a child could be impacted by it. The truthfulness, the clarity, the grasp, the understanding, you could only express it that way if that's who you are, right? It's not, if that's not who you are, you couldn't express the way he expresses it. But if you look at the Chovot Chaim, you wouldn't even know who he was. He didn't even dress in a rabbinic garb, the Chovot Chaim. And he looked like an ordinary person. And even if he was the rabbi, if you'd engage in a regular conversation with him, you wouldn't even know that he was that special. But from the ordinary conversation, if you analyze every word that he had said, it was profound in terms of what it contained. Just to end with a story. There's a story, famous story. There was a Jew who lived in England. This is maybe in the 20s or even earlier. And he was engaged in chesed at a level where he really was neglecting his business, or his wife felt he was neglecting his business. And his wife says, you know something? Enough. You can provide. It's not he provided for the family, but he says if you would do less chesed, you'd be able to provide to a greater degree for the family. I think you should stop doing as much as you do. Continue, but less. He says, you know something? For that kind of decision, I have to consult with the Chovot Chaim. He lived in London, so he traveled to Radin. And it was known the Chovot Chaim had Ruach HaKodesh. He was divinely inspired. So he comes to Radin, sits before the Chovot Chaim. So before he starts speaking, the Chovot Chaim cites a pasuk from Tehillim, Mizmor David. Hashem roi lo echsar. We sing this. We say it Shalosh Shodas. Mizmor David. So how does David end that particular chapter? Ach tov v'chesed yirדפוני kol yemei chayai. Only tov v'chesed, goodness and chesed should pursue me all my life. Right? He starts, and then he expounds on it. It's interesting. He says the Torah tells us that if you have a rodef, a person pursues a person to take his life, you're permitted to kill the pursuer, or minimally maim him. What's a pursuer? When a person is in pursuit of another person, that means unceasing. The man unceasingly, where the man has no avenue of escape to save his life. David is asking Hashem that he should be in a position that goodness and chesed should pursue him. What does that mean? That the opportunities of chesed should be unceasing. He should be hounded to do mitzvahs and do chesed. That's what David, that was his ultimate request. Okay? So he says to the person, so what did you come to discuss with me? Just want to say hello and goodbye, and went back to England. Okay? He got the point.